Hello folks, welcome back. This is Spoon TV Live coming to you this time around from the grounds of the Temple of Justice. Previously we were at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police, which is just some feet away from here. But there has been some new developments. As we told you earlier, we've got the information that the former chief superintendent of the Sierra Leone Police, Mohamed Toure, who was dismissed, he was dismissed in 2020 by President Julius Maada Bio, amongst others who were dismissed, and others resigned as well. And as of last week, the Sierra Leonean police released a statement saying they had arrested some top members of the military and others who were allegedly involved in a coup attempt in Sierra Leone. Well, what we can tell you is the former chief superintendent of the Sierra Leone police, Mohamed Toure, has been kept in custody by the Liberian authorities reportedly since Friday of last week. Now, the development here is we did see up to 5 top-ranking members of the Sierra Leonean military making their entry into the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Now, what they've done is they've now presented papers to the courts here on Capitol Hill, here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice. They've presented papers, and what we can presume is those papers are papers to have Mohamed Toure extradited to Sierra Leone. We've been given reports that he's been named allegedly as the mastermind, the head of that attempted coup plot there in Sierra Leone. That is what we've been told by some sources, and that has not been confirmed. But what we can tell you, confirmed information we can tell you, is Sierra Leonean military personnel, one at Dead Sea with 3 stars as a general, made their way there into the courthouse to get him extradited to Sierra Leone. Whether or not that is going to happen, we'll remain here to bring you all of that. And what happened was, as we were going live, one of our reporters, Haji Masale, was chased after by a Sierra Leonean military officer. He was questioning, why were we recording what they are doing? That's one of the reasons we did go off with the first live podcast that we were doing. We had to let them know that this is a case of national interest, and what we're doing is just doing our jobs. So that led to some argument, but thankfully nothing happened to Haji, and that matter was resolved. So we will be telling you exactly what's unfolding here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice. Remember, Sierra Leone said through their police force that they are perpetrating allegedly against the and wanted to use the 7th and 10th of August protest as a means of unleashing violence in that country to dispose of the president who was just elected in June of this year, President Julius Maada. What happened in Niger, what happened in Burkina Faso, Mali, and one of our neighbors in there's been an increase in the number of attempted coups successfully here in the West African region. So Liberia is playing a very pivotal role in this particular case. We want to speak to a seasoned reporter. Okay. It's an OKFM. Okay. So I want to speak to her. We're trying to get her process to speak to her. So the mic is off. As well. The mic is off. Hello folks, so please let us know if you getting a sound. So please let us know the quality of the sound. Please let us know the quality of the sound. Let us know the sound quality. We apologize for that technical glitch. We having it sorted out. So please let us know the quality of the sound. Just comment and let us know how good the sound quality is, and so that we can continue this live podcast. So we're here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice here on Capitol Hill. My name is Diamond Slanger. I'm here with Haji Masale and Aaron Kuban. We're following a very, very interesting story that is a developing story here in Liberia. Claims that the former chief superintendent of the Sierra Leonean police has been arrested in Liberia since Friday, reportedly on the orders of Sierra Leonean President Julius Maada Bio. What we've been told since we arrived here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice, speaking to some sources, is that Mr. Mohamed Toure, who served as the chief superintendent of the Sierra Leonean National Police until he was dismissed in 2020 and has been residing in Liberia since March of 2022, he's been touted as the lead mastermind of the attempted coup plot there in Sierra Leone. That's what we've been told. These are all allegations as they stand, but what we can confirm to you is that inside these courtrooms, there are many courts and offices within this particular building. So inside this building, we did see about 5 top-ranking members of the Sierra Leonean military. A civilian had a file in his hand, and what we've been informed of is that they have gone to file with the Liberian justice system through the courts papers to have Mr. Mohamed Toure extradited to Sierra Leone. That is their mission here. His family members have said since Friday they've been denied access to him. One of his family members, who said she did not want to be named, did say that she was denied visiting him and giving him food as well. The family of Mr. Toure are alleging that the Liberian government arrested him with little to no evidence whatsoever. They only acted based on a request of the Sierra Leonean government through their President Julius Maada Bio. But folks, will remain posted here. We'll bring you all of what is unfolding here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice. Whether Mr. Mohamed Toure will be sent back to Sierra Leone, that is the question. Whether those papers that were being carried by the Sierra Leonean military officers, who we earlier showed you, arrived on board a white SUV with plate number 5CD10, whether or not those papers being filed by them will be granted by the justice system here in Liberia, and based on what grounds will they be granted the rights to take him back to Sierra Leone, or denied the rights to take him back to Sierra Leone? We will remain right here to keep you posted. In August of last year, Haji, Sierra Leone did witness a wave of protest around August 2020. That's the 22nd of August last year. 27 persons were reportedly killed in those violent waves of protest. They had election in June of this year, where President Julius Maada Bio was re-elected, to much of the disapproval from the opposition community. They termed the election as rigged, as not transparent, and all of that. But for the Sierra Leonean government to come up and say, look, they foiled a coup plot, and now they want to have somebody who's been residing in Liberia as a safe haven, extradited back to Sierra Leone to go and stand to face investigation or trials. That is something we've not seen happening here in our country.
Yeah. So at the police headquarters, we did see army personnel, and when the army personnel actually after the police headquarters, we saw them, walking towards the Temple of Justice. We believe to secure some paperwork so that the former police chief can be extradited. But we witnessed a little bit of commotion between the press and the entourage from the embassy, so to speak, the army and some diplomatic persons, taking their photo, and we saw how embarrassed they were. They even attempted seizing my phone. I have to run, for for safe haven, and later, came out, but they really wanted to arrest me. On what grounds will, army personnel from Sierra Leone come into Liberia to arrest a Liberian citizen? That was to our dismay. So the whole place got crowded up, but later they had to leave because they had serious matter on it. They have to climb upstairs to go to either the Supreme Court to get some, to do some paperwork to see how the former police chief will be extradited.
Yeah. So Haji there explaining his ordeal, and of recent, the grounds of the Temple of Justice here, has been witnessing some unprecedented events. A few months back or weeks ago, we were here concerning the case involving the former Chief Justice and one-time Justice Minister and at one time Senator of Maryland County, Councilor Gloria Musu Scott. Remember that case? Again, it was a landmark happening here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice. We were here some months back with the CPP framework document issue. That again was another landmark, happening here on the grounds of the Temple of Justice. And today, we're seeing this as well, where we see military personnel from Sierra Leone, along with diplomatic personnel, presenting papers to the Liberian justice system, whether it is to the Supreme Court or whatever court that they've gone to secure paperwork to have Mr. Mohamed Toure extradited to Sierra Leone. We've been following this and will continue to follow this as well. But he has been touted by sources that we've spoken to as being the mastermind of the attempted coup plot there in Sierra Leone. And folks are wondering, why is the Liberian government, allowing such a move to happen on Liberian soil? Why did they arrest, Mr. Mohamed Toure? What evidence did they have to have had him arrested? Mind you, we are part of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, a body that has got serious, issues against the staging of coups in the West African sub-region and the African continent as a whole. For the Liberian government to take that step, then it's in the direction of being an anti-coup having country, that the Liberian government is trying to make a statement that she is not going to condone, coup plotters or alleged coup plotters or whatever it is, and the Liberian government is saying, go and handle your issue in Sierra Leone. But others are saying, if the Liberian government sees that his life is going to be at risk, is it worth sending him back to Sierra Leone? That's another question as well. But we don't know whether or not he is going to be sent back to Sierra Leone, whether the paperwork being presented by the Sierra Leonean entourage or delegate here is going to be granted by the Liberian government. That is something else, Haji.
So we don't know as to whether this will happen, but right now Liberia is at a critical point in time where they have to extradite the man because it is an allegation of coup, and that whatever that happens to him when he is extradited, Liberia will be sued to ECOWAS code that Liberia put this man in harm's way and the man was either harm or murder or whatsoever. We don't know what is going to happen to him if he is taken back to Nigeria. So to Sierra Leone. So Liberia got to be careful how she handles this case. Either consult some West African, head of state as to how you handle this matter when it comes before you. Because mind you, or if Liberia doesn't, what will happen if Liberia alleges in the future that somebody is planning a coup and we want that person being extradited? So it is a weight Liberia is lifting, and it only depends how it pick up that particular object.
Okay, so those are critical questions, as we said, folks. What is the Liberian government going to do in this particular instance? Is the government going to allow the Sierra Leoneans, through the Supreme Court or whatever court they're presenting their paperwork to have Mr. Mohamed Toure extradited to Sierra Leone? What implications is it going to have on our country, looking at diplomatic ties, looking at our membership in the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS? ECOWAS's stance on the issue of coup and alleged coup plots and all of that. What is it that we stand to alleviate by